Hey folks, Pete here with the River Kings, and today I want to show you the Arca Works Vulcan. This has quickly become my favorite paddle. Let me show it to you. So they offer the Vulcan in a one-piece and a two-piece, and then in this cryo color, which is like a gray blue, and then also in the magma, which is kind of a dark reddish kind of color. But I went for the cryo two-piece paddle, so ease of transportation. You can get it in the boat, you can get it in the car easily. It's just solves all of that problem. Two-piece paddle is always a lot easier to transport and hang on to than a one-piece. I have not had any issues with the two-piece system slipping or feeling less than 100% bomber, just like a one-piece paddle. So basically it works on the little flip tab. You open that up, slide the one shaft inside the other, close it again, no twist, no nothing, no movement, solid as a rock. You can't hear anything. Sometimes on two-piece paddles, if that's not done perfectly, there's a little movement, and in Whitewater, that's absolutely not gonna work. You can't have a paddle sliding on you at all in the grip. I will say that when it comes to you, this screw has not been all the way cranked down from manufacturing, so when you get it, just tighten that screw. I did it once 7 months ago, haven't touched it since, and I've not had any issues, and it's exactly where I want it to be. It goes through well. It's not too difficult to get it going in there, but it's airtight. You can feel it. It almost wants to spring back out with a little compressed air. That's good. That means there's no leaking around where the blade and the shaft come, and there's also no leaking happening. It's just pretty tight fit, so very good. Let me start with the right side. It has this special proprietary indexing where there's a little, I guess you can see that little raised lump there, and that goes right behind your knuckles on your hand, on your power hand. So this is my right hand, and I always know, because it's oblong now, I always know where my hand should be, and this grip is amazing. It's soft to the touch, but it's like really grippy. And it doesn't wear blisters on your hand, but it's just really grippy, wet or dry. And I love it. And the only thing I can say about it is that with that grip on the paddle, the actual paddle shaft itself is so polished and smooth that my left hand never really felt like it had the purchase it needed, only because this hand was so rock solid in its placement in the indexing. So I did add some tape to it. Just to give it a little bit of grip. I left some ridges in the tape for side to side. I had my hand slide down the smooth shaft one time in a rapid, kind of lost my grip. I ended up down here, recollected. But I thought, put some tape on there, and I like the way the tape feels as well. That kept this hand from sliding, but your off hand needs to, as you paddle, that needs to slide a little bit in the hand. So you really don't want to have this power grip on both sides, because the left hand has to move with any kind of feather whatsoever. And so I found with the tape, I can still have that freedom of movement, but it gave me that lateral grip so that I didn't lose the handle on a big rapid or something crazy. It only happened to me one time, and for me, I was like, one time's enough. Once I put the tape on there, oh, it was perfect. So let's talk about the blade. It's a big power blade. Big, sturdy, thick blade, and gives you all kinds of power. It's also blade forward, so wherever the shaft is, the blade is slightly forward of that, and that helps in the catch. When you're reaching forward, you're getting even more water to bring along through your stroke, and just an amazing amount of power you can generate off this blade. So this blade came on recommendation from a couple friends, Matt Wallen, Wade Harrison. They both love them, as well as some other friends, Anthony and some others that were using them. And I was warned that I might have a little fraying on the edge, but that after the initial fray, it's going to be bomber. So you can see that's hard use on manky, rocky, creaky rivers. well as some big water runs. But if you know me, if you watch the channel, you'll see that we run a lot of shallow rivers, and it's doing just fine. So the two-piece paddle I got the 194 to 199 that gives you 5 centimeters of travel if you want to lengthen that for a different type of application while you're boating, or if you want to pull it in for play or for like a narrower creek, a shallower creek, or if you want to lengthen that out to get a little more power, a little more stroke, that gives you that flexibility of 5 centimeters. And I got 194 to 199. There's several different lengths you can get. Coming in at 37 ounces, so it's kind of a hefty paddle. It's got a good weight, it's got a good throw to it, and you don't feel like you're carrying a flimsy paddle. Sometimes you can feel like, okay, maybe something happens and you realize I'm kind of at the max what this paddle can handle. I feel like this paddle here can take a lot of abuse and a lot more abuse than you're gonna actually wanna put on it. But it's sturdy, it's hefty, you can feel it. And it's a paddle you can trust to go into the scarier runs when you want something you know it's not gonna let you down, it's not gonna break, it's gonna deliver max power. And that's where I have adopted this paddle into my paddling, is in the bigger, harder runs and big water runs for sure. Anything where I need 100% out of my paddle to make myself comfortable on the water, this is the paddle I go to. If I know I'm gonna be on a class 2 manky run where I'm just dinging rocks all day and kind of scraping by, I won't use this paddle or any other good paddle. I'll get something kind of on the low end of things just to save the good stuff. But yeah, when it matters and I'm going out, I'm taking the Vulcan. This is also the paddle I'm choosing to take down the Grand Canyon on my upcoming trip. And I couldn't think of a better paddle for that. Not only does it break down two-piece, so it's easy to transport and stow overnight in camp in my boat, but it also is that kind of big water paddle that just delivers performance and power to help get through the bigger rapids. And then the flexibility to infinitely feather if I want to mess with that, and then also adjust the length if I want to mess with that through the flat water sections of the Grand Canyon. Sometimes if you just tweak your paddle a little bit, maybe just a little more length, it lets you get through the flat water with a more relaxed style. I mean, we're talking all day paddling in flat water with a whitewater boat. You really don't want to be going vertical strokes all day because it's just all kind of extra wear and tear on muscles and lifting. If you can stay relaxed and get a relaxed touring kind of setup out of your paddle to kind of drift through the flat water boring parts, that's just my personal style. Probably have some kayak coaches cringing right now. But yeah, I don't want to be all vertical paddle blade if I got 15 miles of flat water. To me, that's just needless. I want to sit back, relax, maybe loosen up all my outfitting in the boat, kick that width out on the paddle so I can get out and get a little leverage without having to contort my body and be all aggressive in my stroke. And that allows me to kind of relax in my whitewater boat, relax my legs, relax my core, relax everything, and just use a little different muscle set through the day. Because it's 21 days on the water, and to have that flexibility to change things up just a little bit is something I've appreciated in my touring outfits. When you can just change the pressure points or change how you're paddling by changing the paddle a little bit, it's kind of a neat thing. But when you get back to the whitewater, buckle it all in, get back to your A game, perfect paddle for that. So Arca Works is owned, and these paddles are made by my friend Mr. Hiltbrand over there, and he puts a lot of care into what he does, a lot of passion. And he's a paddler's paddler, so he knows what we're looking for. And you can tell with this design, it's just a rock solid design. And I really can't say enough good things about it. So if you're in the market for a new paddle, or you're just looking to upgrade for the 2025 season or beyond, give Arca Works Vulcan a look. My personal favorite is the two-piece Vulcan in cryo. I love this dark blue-gray look. And rock solid paddle. I know you'll like it. Give Mr. Hiltbrand a message, tell him what you're looking for. Links in the description. 5 out of 5 stars for me. Arca Works Vulcan, check it out. I'm Pete with the River Kings. Thanks for watching.